If you ask most people which compact SUV is the better choice, the answer usually comes quickly. The Toyota RAV4. It has the reputation, the history, the resale value. And for years, many buyers have simply assumed that the RAV4 is the safe, logical winner in this segment. If you compare 2026 RAV4 and Honda CR-V side by side, the obvious choice suddenly becomes less obvious. Because while the RAV4 still carries Toyota's bulletproof reputation, the CR-V has quietly evolved into something extremely compelling. Better comfort in some areas, better daily usability in others, and a driving experience that may surprise longtime Toyota buyers. By the time you compare how these two SUVs feel to live with every day, the result might not be what you expected. 2. Exterior presence and first impression design is subjective, but first impressions matter. And these two SUVs give very different first impressions. The RAV4 looks tougher. It has that rugged, outdoorsy design Toyota has leaned into for years. The squared wheel arches, sharper body lines, and upright stance give it a more aggressive personality. Park it in a driveway and it almost looks like a mini off-roader. The CR-V, on the other hand, takes a more refined approach. Its design is smoother and more upscale. The front grille is cleaner, the body panels flow more naturally, and the proportions look slightly more mature. Where the RAV4 looks adventurous, the CR-V looks polished. In terms of road presence, the RAV4 still feels a bit more rugged. But when it comes to looking premium, many buyers may find the CR-V slightly more sophisticated. 3. Cabin feel and material quality. Step inside both vehicles and the differences become clearer. The RAV4's interior feels practical and durable. Toyota has focused on functionality, and the layout is simple and easy to understand. The materials are solid, but they lean more toward durability than luxury. There are soft-touch surfaces in key areas, but some of the plastics remind you that this is still a mainstream SUV designed for reliability first. The CR-V, however, immediately feels more refined. Honda has done an impressive job with the cabin design. The dashboard layout looks cleaner and more modern, and the materials feel a bit more upscale. One standout detail is the metal mesh trim across the dashboard, which hides the air vents and gives the interior a sleek, high-end look. The seats also feel slightly more supportive and cushioned compared to the RAV4. Overall, when it comes to interior atmosphere, the CR-V feels more like a step toward the premium segment. 4. Comfort and daily driving. This is where the comparison becomes very important because buyers in this segment aren't looking for sports cars. They're looking for vehicles that feel comfortable and easy to live with every single day. And here, the CR-V begins to stand out. The driving position is excellent. The seats provide strong support, especially during longer drives, and the suspension is tuned to absorb road imperfections very smoothly. Over bumps and rough roads, the CR-V feels calm and composed. The RAV4, by comparison, has a slightly firmer ride. It's not uncomfortable, but you do feel more of the road surface through the suspension. For some drivers, that firmer setup may feel more rugged. But for daily commuting and long highway trips, the CR-V tends to feel more relaxed. Road noise is another area where Honda performs well. The CR-V cabin stays impressively quiet at highway speeds, while the RAV4 lets in slightly more tire and wind noise. On a short test drive, this difference may seem small, but after 2 or 3 hours on the highway, it becomes very noticeable. For pure comfort, the CR-V has a clear advantage. 5. Space and family usability. In the compact SUV segment, practicality is everything. Families want space, easy access, and flexible cargo capacity. And this is an area where the CR-V performs extremely well. Rear seat space in the CR-V is excellent. Adults have plenty of legroom and headroom, and the seating position feels open and comfortable. The rear doors also open wide, which makes installing child seats much easier. The RAV4 still offers good rear space, but the CR-V feels slightly roomier overall. Cargo space is another key factor. Both SUVs offer large cargo areas, but the CR-V again has a small edge. The load floor is low, the opening is wide, and the cargo area shape makes it easy to load bulky items. Groceries, strollers, sports gear, everything fits easily. For families, the CR-V simply feels more accommodating. 6. Tech and ease of use. Technology is important, but usability matters even more. The RAV4 infotainment system is straightforward and functional. The screen is responsive, and the menus are simple enough to navigate. Toyota also keeps physical buttons for many controls, which drivers appreciate while driving. The CR-V system, however, feels slightly more polished. The interface is clean, the screen layout is intuitive, and the system responds quickly to inputs. Another highlight is the control layout. Honda combines touchscreen controls with physical knobs and buttons in a way that feels natural. Camera quality and driver assist features are also strong in both vehicles. But overall, the CR-V tech feels just a bit more refined and easier to live with day to day. 7. Performance and driving. Feel neither of these SUVs is meant to be thrilling, but they still need to feel confident on the road. The RAV4's engine provides solid power, and acceleration is adequate for everyday driving. It feels stable and predictable, especially when merging onto highways or overtaking slower vehicles. The CR-V hybrid system, however, delivers power in a smoother way. Acceleration feels more linear, and the electric assistance makes city driving feel effortless. Another advantage appears during highway cruising. The CR-V feels slightly more composed at higher speeds, with steering that feels more natural and controlled. The RAV4 is perfectly capable, but the CR-V feels a bit more polished behind the wheel. 8. Fuel economy and ownership logic. When buyers look at compact SUVs, they're often thinking long-term. Fuel costs, reliability, and resale value all matter. Toyota has built its reputation on reliability, and the RAV4 continues that legacy. It's known for strong resale value and long-term durability. Honda also has an excellent reliability record, and the CR-V hybrid delivers impressive fuel efficiency. Maintenance costs for both vehicles are generally low compared to other segments. Depreciation is also strong for both brands, meaning resale value remains high. From an ownership perspective, both vehicles make strong financial sense. 9. The biggest surprise, here's where things get interesting. Most buyers assume the RAV4 wins this comparison easily. After all, Toyota has dominated this segment for years. But when you actually live with both vehicles, something surprising happens. The CR-V simply feels better in daily life. The cabin feels more premium. The ride is more comfortable. The interior space is more practical. And the driving experience is smoother. None of these advantages are dramatic individually, but together they create a noticeable difference. And that difference can completely change the buying decision. 10. Final verdict. Both the RAV4 and the CR-V are excellent SUVs, but they appeal to slightly different priorities. Best for comfort, CR-V. Best for family usability, CR-V. Best for rugged image and reputation, RAV4. Best long-term value. Both are strong, but Toyota still has a slight edge in resale reputation. But when you step back and look at the overall experience, comfort, usability, refinement, and daily driving, one SUV quietly stands out. The 2026 Honda CR-V. It may not have the same rugged reputation as the RAV4, but when it comes to the way a vehicle actually feels to live with every day, the CR-V might just be the better SUV.